This time, you weren't alone. You brought the guy with you. The same one who'd gotten you pregnant twice before. You told me you were going to marry him, that he was rich, that he was going to take care of you forever. You asked me for birth control, something stronger than the pill. I gave you an IUD. Told you it would last for 5 years, that it was one of the most effective forms of contraception out there. I paused, letting the words sink in. Brendan's grip on Serena had loosened, his face a mask of disbelief. Serena, he said, his voice hoarse. Is this true? Serena didn't answer. She just stood there, her shoulders hunched, her eyes glued to the floor. I could see her hands trembling at her sides, and I knew I had her right where I wanted her. But here's the kicker, I said, stepping closer to her, my voice rising now, loud enough for everyone to hear. You didn't marry him. You dumped him a week later. Why? Because you met Brendan at a bar. You found out he was a Davis. You found out my family had money, that we weren't just some middle-class nobodies, and you decided he was a better catch. So you erased the other guy from your life, pretended he never existed. And then you came here, to my family's holiday dinner, and you tried to ruin my life to make yourself look good. The room erupted in chaos. Aunt Carol let out a shriek, pointing at Serena like she was some kind of monster. Uncle Robert slammed his fist on the table, yelling about family honor and lying whores. My mom just sat there, staring at me, her eyes filled with tears. She looked like she wanted to say something, but the words wouldn't come out. Brendan was still frozen, staring at Serena like he'd never seen her before. Why? He whispered. Why would you do this? Why would you lie to me? To all of us? Serena finally looked up, her eyes red and swollen, her makeup streaked down her face. She was no longer the sweet, innocent girl who charmed everyone at the start of dinner. She looked like a cornered animal, desperate, dangerous, and ready to strike. Because she doesn't deserve you, she screamed, pointing at me. She doesn't deserve to be a Davis. She's a freak, a nurse who does God knows what in that clinic of hers. I was trying to protect you, Brendan. I was trying to protect this family. Protect us? I laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. You were trying to protect your own skin. You were scared I'd recognize you. Scared I'd tell Brendan about your little visits to the clinic. So you decided to strike first. You made up that lie about Pornhub, you faked that photo, and you thought no one would ever find out the truth. I paused, pulling my phone out of my pocket and unlocking it. But you forgot one thing. I keep records of every patient I see. Every appointment, every procedure, every conversation. And I have proof. All of it. I held up my phone, showing the screen to the room. On it was a photo of Serena's patient file, her name, her date of birth, the dates of her 3 appointments, even the notes I'd written after each one. The room went silent again, this time for a different reason. This time, there was no anger, no accusation. There was only shame. Shame for the way they judged me, shame for the way they'd believed Serena without a second thought. Brendan looked at the phone, then back at Serena. His face was pale, his lips pressed into a thin line. He stepped away from her, his body language cold and distant.